What's up, fellas? It's Mark Parson, Cornerback Pro, former NFL cornerback of the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints, and now I'm coaching you guys up. All right, fellas, this is a really good one. We got one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL for the past 10 years. He's on the tail end of his career, but I mean, just to make it this long is impressive, right? And then to play it top five cornerback almost all of his years is just incredible. Now, this is him when he was with Seattle. And I want you to understand this. I like Richard Sherman. He's been in my top five for a while. And he's just so smart. He's so savvy, so smart. He's tall. He's long arms, right? So he knows how to use it. He's a Stanford guy. So, hey, you can't be a football. If you think you're going to go to play at the highest level of football and just be a total idiot, it's not going to happen. You're not going to last long. So make sure you guys are focused on developing your mental capacity, et cetera, et cetera. All right. At the end of the day, you can still improve. So I don't know how good you think you are, or wherever your parents or your coach is telling you. You gotta always find ways to get better every single day. You either getting better, you're getting worse, but you never stay the same. All right. So make sure you guys email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. That's for the one-on-ones mastery. And what we do, I've been talking about the Zoom sessions. I'll do a critique. So when you guys, I have a young fella. He sent me he filmed his one-on-ones, right? He filmed his one-on-ones and he sent it over, and I critique him. So I'm not doing that for free because that takes time. So you got to pay for that, but I'll include that in the Zoom sessions. All right. So let's get it. First rep. I'll show each rep 3 times and then we'll go over it. Let's do that. Playing press man. Ooh wee. That looks real bad. So my guys have been following my page for a while. See if you can look at the technique. Remember how you break it down. Break everything down in threes. Break everything down in threes, fellas. Eyes, feet, hands. How are his eyes? How are his feet? What strategy, what technique did he use? How are his hands, his strike? And we'll go over it, man. I swear I'm the best in the world at this, man. All right. I mean, if a guy has a must outside release, you know, and he tried to speed release, right? But usually I'm telling you that this happens very rarely in the NFL. Unless it's a must outside release. But he did with a speed release. Just getting out of there. But he caught him. Alright, let's go over it, fellas. Alright. So when you guys are practicing your press man and you're doing press release drills, practice with him on the ball, practice with him off the ball. Okay? So you can get used to it. Because you don't want to just practice one thing, right? Just like I tell my guys, don't just get used to playing left corner on this side in the practice, and then you getting out in the game, and the coach, somebody gets hurt, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to play on the right corner," and you're like a fish out of water, right? So the same thing when it comes to him playing off the ball, because it's going to happen. You got Z and you got X receivers, right? One is on the ball and the other is off the ball. So practice that. Now there's certain techniques. Remember in the one-on-ones mastery where we have over 7 techniques. Some certain techniques work better than others, but you can still use some of them. You gotta, and I can teach you that. But let's go over it. So his eyes. It's hard to tell, obviously, what his eyes are from watching it, and you're not talking to him. But usually, when the guy has his eyes really high, his head shakes. Now he didn't have enough time because it's almost like the speed release, so he's getting out of there. But just letting you know. One thing I like about Richard, actually, let's not get into his hands quite yet. Let's look at his feet. So what technique did Richard Sherman use right here? Richard Sherman basically, I mean, he didn't use many, I'm telling you, you'd be surprised, guys. Guys who have the one-on-one mastery program, or me, you training with me in person, the techniques that you have after you work with me for about 3 days, or if you get the programs and you go over it with me and we work, the best in the league don't have that many. The best in the league maybe have 2. They usually have 2, maybe 3. Okay? So the technique that Richard Sherman and a lot of the Seattle guys use is simple. It's a kick step technique. Now, where he is, inside shade, outside shade, the kick step is different. So a lot of times I know they'll take, let's say he takes the inside shade and then he'll do an outside kick step, right? The kick step technique that I used, the first press man technique that was legit and I used was in Ohio University by Coach David Brown. It was inside shade, not crazy inside shade, just to let you know. Remember how we shade, right? We split that. If I'm inside shade, I split the inside eye with my feet, right? If I'm outside shade, I split the outside eye. So you're not like going too far inside or too far outside because then you're going to be forced to open the gate and you're done. You might as well just line up next to him and run, right? But inside shade, inside kick step. Outside shade, outside kick step. Seattle guys or Richard Sherman a lot of times he'll take away a certain leverage, inside shade, but then outside kick step. Just let you know. Not every time, but I'm just saying. All right, so what technique did you see? I see outside kick step. Let's watch his feet. So that's one of the things I tell you. No matter what, you gotta have a technique. You gotta have a technique in mind. Outside kick step. Well, coach, what is an outside kick step? What are you talking about? Man, all it is when it comes to your feet. So we focus on eyes. Look like his eyes are good, right? So now his feet. You gotta have a plan with your feet. That's the whole point of what I'm teaching you guys. It doesn't matter what this dude does. I'm still gonna do an outside kick step, and then my goal is to stay lateral. You see what I'm saying? Let's watch it again. Outside kick step. Okay. Now look, guys. Like I said, this rarely will happen where you catch a guy like this. So this is not your goal as a press man. Like, oh man, I did that. Okay, I'm just letting you know. If it happens, it happens. Great. You look good on film. Everybody's like, oh man, he's a beast. But don't, you might catch somebody slipping on cover two, but that's not necessarily the ultimate goal. Okay. Remember, the goal in press man is to disrupt the timing between you and the receiver. Matter of fact, they called a flag on him. Let's see if it was beyond 5 yards. Remember, in 5 yards. So they may even call, they may call holding on it. Who knows? So, but I want you to see the technique. So good job by Richard right here in his technique outside kick step. Now, let's go over, I want you to see one thing. We still want to perfect the technique when it comes to our feet. So he chose outside kick step. Now look at this. Be mindful. Be careful. Now he got his hands, and you see how important it is to get our hands on guys because you can feel him. So not only am I looking at his waist, I can shuffle, I can mirror him, but I got my hands on him. So if he did try to run this slant, let's say he did this right here. He took us outside and came back. Okay? Well, I got my hands on him. You see what I'm saying? So I'm good. I can feel him. I'm good. But what if I didn't have my hands on him and then he did that? I'm going to show you where Richard, let's see. Let's look at his feet. My point is, we always want to get at least 1 to 2 shuffles in. Let's see if, even though he got his hands on him, let's see if he crossed over immediately. Let's watch. All right, so he did the kick step, immediately crossed over. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. What saved us are our hands right there. So we got both hands on him. And that saved us because, I'm telling you, you still want to get at least 1 or 2 shuffles in. If you don't, if he does do that slant where he takes us out here full speed and then comes back, we immediately cross over, what happens? You see what I'm saying? So just be mindful of that. Obviously, his hands saved him. All right, now let's go over our hands. Notice how I'm breaking it down. How I'm breaking this down, I want you to break your film down. So start with your eyes. Where are my eyes? Then do I have a plan with my feet? How did I execute with my feet in my press? Now, hands. Let's talk about hands, fellas. All right. Oh, let me go back. Yo, we got so much film coming for you guys, man. It's crazy. And I say we, I'm talking about me. All right. So there's something I tell y'all. You guys. So Richard, how tall is Richard Sherman? I don't know. What is he? 6'1"? 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2"? You know what? Richard Sherman may be 6'3". Hold on. Let me pause this video and look it up. He may be 6'3". Hold on. All right. So I just looked it up. 6'2". All right. So with that being said, most likely he has long arms, right? So be mindful of this in your press man. What you can, and I said this in the last video, I think. You cannot let these receivers get inside your chest. So you can stand next to it, like stand up and shoot. What you could do, matter of fact, how we usually do it is we'll have a guy stand in front of you, right? Fully stretch out your arms with your hands on the guy's shoulders or chest. That receiver should not get closer to you than that in your press. Now watch what happens, and we can say this is an area where we can improve on this rep, right? All right. And I get it. You know, he's going over here. We got our hands on him, but still, just be mindful. Because what a big receiver will do, if they can get inside of your chest, they can get close to you. They'll grab your jersey. They'll sling you through. So just be mindful of that. Obviously, we had total control over him right here. So, you know, just watch it. I think you'll be able to see right here. So my point is, and you'll see it. I've posted videos on my channel. So, I mean, we're in our chest, but fully extend on these guys, on our press, right? So this is not really a good clip to really see what I'm talking about, but his arms are bent. And one thing that I would say Richard Sherman can improve on from the years that I watched him is how he strikes. And I noticed a lot of tall guys do it. I remember this guy who I played with. He played in the NFL for a little bit too. Went to school with me, Julian Posey. Posey was probably like 6'1". It was like a hook. So hopefully I'll be able to find some footage of Richard Sherman again. But I posted it on my Cornerback Pro page before it got suspended. Now I'm reposting my videos on Cornerback Guru. But what he did was he would hook instead of a firm strike. So you can work on that firm strike. But remember, don't let these receivers inside of your chest. So if you stretch your arms, I don't care if you're 5'5", however long your arms stretch out, that's what you wanna that's the distance that you need to maintain. So let's watch it all the way through. Outside kick step, we got him. Get out of here. They threw a flag on us. If you catch him slipping, you got him. So you got to know the tech, fellas. If you don't even know the techniques, then you have no chance. I'm just telling you right now. If you don't even know the techniques, and then it's gonna take constant repetition, mastering it. But it's like showing up. The first battle, the first thing you need to do is know the techniques. Then it's mastery. It's developing your mind, developing your body, developing your football IQ, all that stuff. So this is one of the best cornerbacks in ball for the past 10 years. And he knows at least he got one technique. Now I know he has more than one, but I'm just saying he's mastered his one technique. Be mindful on your kick step. Remember, you just need a plan with your feet because you don't want your feet to be cemented, right? So that's the reason why we have a plan with our feet. We have techniques because we got to get your feet moving somehow, right? So the outside kick step, just be mindful not to step too far out, like too wide. Now he's, like I said, he's a taller guy. Just be mindful. You want to keep your feet underneath you. All right, fellas? So I'm going to post some more footage. I got a whole bunch to post. If you guys, it's two things you can do. You can email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Again, giving them one-on-one mastery is that's a given. But if you, like I said, film your one-on-one so you can go back and watch them. Number one, film your one-on-ones for yourself. Now, if you guys want me to privately critique him, I can. If you want me to do what I'm doing with Richard Sherman, I can, and we can include the Zoom session so I can do it in person and I can shoot a video for you. So we're doing a lot, man. We're doing a lot, fellas. And the season's not here. So a lot of you guys may not play depending on where you live. So this is the time to improve and get better. This is the time to do it. So make sure you guys are working out crazy, you're eating right, you're getting enough sleep, and you're studying film, and you're becoming a beast. This is when you become a beast, fellas. This is when you do it during hard times. When times are uncertain. That's when you get ahead of the pack. All right? Peace.